Latin for Beginners by Benjamin L. Doge. Read for the LibriVox Language Learning Collection, Volume 4 by Matthew Knight. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The pronunciation of Latin. The alphabet. The Latin alphabet contains the same letters as the English, except that it has no W and no J. The vowels, as in English, are A, E, I, O, U, Y. The other letters are consonants. I is used both as a vowel and as a consonant. Before a vowel in the same syllable, it has the value of a consonant and is called I consonant. Thus, in Julius, the first I is a consonant, the second a vowel. Sounds of the letters. Footnote. The sounds of the letters are best learned by hearing them correctly pronounced. The matter in this section is, therefore, intended for reference rather than for assignment as a lesson. As a first step, it is suggested that the teacher pronounce the examples in class, the pupils following. Latin was not pronounced like English. The Romans at the beginning of the Christian era pronounced their language substantially, as described below. The vowels have the following sounds: long A as in father, short A like the first R in aha, never as in hat, long E as in they, short E as in met, long I as in machine, short I as in bit, long O as in holy, short O as in holy, never as in hot, long U as in rude, short U as in full. It is to be observed that there is a decided difference in sound, except in the case of O, between the long and the short vowels. It is not merely a matter of quantity, but also of quality. Transcriber's note. In this version of the text, long vowels are shown with a circumflex accent, and short vowels are unmarked, as described in the introductory notes. In diphthongs, two vowel sounds, both vowels are heard in a single syllable. AE as in isle, AU as in out, EI as in eight, EU as ew, OE as in toil, UI as in ui. Give all the vowels in diphthongs their proper sounds, and do not slur over them in unaccented syllables, as is done in English. Consonants are pronounced as in English, except that C is always like K in cat, never as in scent. G is always like G in git, never as in gem. The I consonant is always like Y in yes. N before C, QU, or G is like ng in sing. QU, GU, and sometimes SU before a vowel have the sound of QW, GW, and SW. Here U has the value of consonant V and is not counted a vowel. Inquit, qui, lingua, sanguis, suadeo. S is like S in C, never as in ease. T is always like T in native, never as in nation. V is like W in wine, never as in vine. X has the value of two consonants, CS or GS, and is like X in extract, not as in exact. BS is like PS, and BT like PT. CH, PH, and TH are like C, P, and T, respectively. And combinations of consonants give each its distinct sound. Double consonants should be pronounced with a slight pause between the two sounds, thus pronounced TT as in rat trap, not as in rattle, PP as in hop pull, not as in upper. Example, mitto, appius, bellum. Syllables. A Latin word has as many syllables as it has vowels and diphthongs. Thus, aestate has 3 syllables. Audiendus has 4. Two vowels with a consonant between them never make one syllable, as is so often the case in English. Compare English inside with Latin incide. Words are divided into syllables as follows. A single consonant between two vowels goes with the second, thus amabilis, memoria, interea, abest, parigit. Footnote. In writing and printing it is customary to divide the parts of a compound as interia, abest, subactus, parigit, contrary to the correct phonetic rule. Combinations of two or more consonants. A consonant followed by L or R goes with the L or R, thus publicus, agri. Exception. Prepositional compounds of this nature, as also LL and RR, follow Rule B. Rule B states that in all other combinations of consonants, the first consonant goes with the preceding vowel. Thus, manius, egestas, victoria, ospes, anus, subactus. Footnote. The combination NCT is divided nt, as in functus, sanctus. The last syllable of a word is called the ultima, the one next to the last, the penult, the one before the penult, the antepenult. Exercise. Divide the words in the following passage into syllables and pronounce them, placing the accent as indicated. Vade ad formiciam o piger et considera vias eius et dice sapientiam, quaecum non habeat ducem nec preceptorum nec principem parat in aestate cibum sibi et congregat in messe quod comidat. In English, go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which, having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. Quantity. The quantity of a vowel or a syllable is the time it takes to pronounce it. Correct pronunciation and accents depend upon the proper observance of quantity. Vowels are either long or short. In this book, the long vowels are marked. Unmarked vowels are to be considered short. A vowel is short before another vowel, or h, as poeta, trau. A vowel is short before nt and nd, before final m or t, and, except in words of one syllable, before final l or r. Thus, amant, amandus, amabum, amabet, animal, amor. A vowel is long before nf, ns, nx, and nct. Thus, infero, regens, sancti, sanctus. Diphthongs are always long and are not marked. Syllables are either long or short, and their quantity must be carefully distinguished from that of vowels. A syllable is short if it ends in a short vowel, as amo pigri. Note, in final syllables the short vowel may be followed by a final consonant. Thus, the word memoriam contains 4 short syllables. In the first 3 a short vowel ends the syllable. In the last, the short vowel is followed by a final consonant. A syllable is long if it contains a long vowel or a diphthong, such as curo, poinai, aestate. If it ends in a consonant which is followed by another consonant, as corpus, manius. The vowel in a long syllable may be either long or short, and should be pronounced accordingly. Thus in terra, inter, the first syllable is long, but the vowel in each case is short, and should be given the short sound. In words like saxum, the first syllable is long, because x is the value of 2 consonants, cs or gs. In determining quantity, h is not counted as a consonant. Note: give about twice as much time to the long syllables as to the short ones. It takes about as long to pronounce a short vowel plus a consonant as it does to pronounce a long vowel or a diphthong, and so these quantities are considered equally long. For example, it takes about as long to say curo as it does to say curo, and so each of these first syllables is long. Compare molis and molis, amici and amici. Accent. Words of 2 syllables are accented on the first, as mensa, kaiser. Words of more than 2 syllables are accented on the penult if the penult is long. If the penult is short, accent at the antepenult. Thus, monemus, regitur, agricola, amandus. Note: observe that the position of the accent is determined by the length of the syllable, and not by the length of the vowel in the syllable. Certain little words called enclitics, which have no separate existence, are added to and pronounced with the preceding word. The most common are que, and, the, or, and ne, the question sign. The syllable before an enclitic takes the accent, regardless of its quantity. Thus, populusque, deaque, regnave, auditne. Footnote. Enclitic means leaning back, and that is, as you see, just what these little words do. They cannot stand alone, and so they lean back for support upon the preceding word. How to read Latin. To read Latin well is not so difficult if you begin right. Correct habits of reading should be formed now. Notice the quantities carefully, especially the quantity of the penult, to ensure you're getting the accent on the right syllable. Give every vowel its proper sound and every syllable its proper length. Then bear in mind that we should read Latin as we read English, in phrases rather than in separate words. Group together words that are closely connected in thought. No good reader halts at the end of each word. Read the stanzas of the following poem by Longfellow, one at a time, first the English and then the Latin version. The syllables enclosed in parentheses are to be slurred or omitted to secure smoothness of metre. Excelsior! Higher. The shades of night were falling fast, as though an alpine village passed, a youth, who bore, mid snow and ice, a banner with a strange device, Excelsior. Cadebant noctis umbrae, dum ibat per vicium alpicum, geluniveque adolescens, vexulum cum signo ferens, Excelsior. His brow was sad, his eye beneath flashed like a falcon from its sheath, and like a silver clarion rung the accents of that unknown tongue, Excelsior. Frons tristis, micat oculus velut, e vagina gladius, sonantque similis turbiae accentus linguae incognitiae, Excelsior. In happy homes he saw the light of household fires gleam warm and bright. Above the spectral glaciers shone, and from his lips escaped a groan, Excelsior. In domibus videt claras, focorum luces caridas, relucet glacies acris, et rumpet gemitus labris, Excelsior. Try not the pass, the old man said, dark lowers the tempest overhead, the roaring torrent is deep and wide, and loud that clarion voice replied, Excelsior. Dicit senex, ne transias, supra nigerescet tempestas, latus et altus est torrens, clara venit vox respondens, Excelsior. At break of day, as heavenward the pious monks of Saint Bernard uttered the oft-repeated prayer, a voice cried through the startled air, Excelsior. Lucescebat et fratres sancti Bernardi vigere solabant precessoritas, cum vox clamavates paroras, Excelsior. A traveller by the faithful hound, half buried in the snow, was found, still grasping in his hand of ice that banner with the strange device, Excelsior. Semi sepultis viator canea fidor aperitur, comprendens pugno gelido iud vexillum cum signo, Excelsior. There in the twilight cold and grey, lifeless but beautiful he lay, and from the sky, serene and far, a voice fell like a falling star, Excelsior. Iacet corpus exanimum, sed luce frigida pulchrum, et celo proque lexiens cadit vox, ut stella cadens, Excelsior. Footnote. Translation by C.W. Goodchild, in Praetor Latinus, October, 1898. End of Latin for Beginners, by Benjamin L. Douge. Section 3. Pronunciation. Recording by Matthew Knight.